saying no to pipelines, no to dirty energy projects like the tar sands, and no to runaway climate change, while also standing in solidarity with Indigenous communities that are often on the front lines of these struggles. And we support everyone from coast to coast. There are many communities fighting various projects, but just to give you a sense, on the west coast, the Wet'suwet'en people are putting their bodies on the line to stop several pipeline projects on their unceded traditional territory. On the east coast, as we know, the Mi'kmaq are standing up to swim resources to protect their land and their water. And of course, in Alberta, northern Alberta, Indigenous communities continue to fight the tar sands mega project at its source. And many of us here are here because we want to help stop tar sands expansion by stopping Line 9. This is the pipeline that runs right through Toronto. Stop Line 9! Woo! So if anyone hasn't heard, this is Enbridge's pipeline. That's 38 years old. It goes directly through the city. It starts in Sarnia, ends in Montreal, and Enbridge now wants to pipe tar sands, dilbit, and fracked gas from Sarnia to Montreal. And we're going to hear a lot more about Line 9 and all the risks and concerns, and a lot more about tar sands. But before we begin, I want to hand it over to Myeengun Henry, who is going to do the opening ceremony for us.
Bonjour. I'd also like to thank the Mississaugas and do credit, who traditionally lived on this land, cared for it, and still do today. Miigwech. On a day such as this, when the vision and the sight of what we need to do as people of our Mother the Earth, today we're going to take care of an opportunity that exists today. We're going to make some noise. We're going to talk a little bit about the importance of this beautiful day and why we need it to continue to be beautiful as our next generation approaches. Today, as the First Nation people who've had a lot of silence over years, residential school days are past. We're not going to be quiet no more. First Nation people are standing up with all Canadians. Generations, it has the same benefits that we do today and even better. We're going to make this world cleaner. So in order to start, I want to show you something that we would have been incarcerated for a number of years ago. When my grandmother and grandfather said that they wanted to practice ceremony, they had to do it in a place where they wouldn't get caught. A lot of them went back in the bush and they practiced our language and our ceremonies. Today, right in City Hall, right in downtown Toronto, we're going to practice a ceremony that would have put us in jail not too long ago. And I'm very honored to light the smudge bowl, and we're going to take this all around everybody here, and in very strong emotion and strength, we're going to say, we love our planet. You know, the medicine that we use, the sage, is told to us to become part of our elders. If you take a look at this medicine, it's a medicine that carries with it the strength of knowledge. The knowledge that we support in terms of building our nation to be stronger will come alive when we feel this medicine travel throughout our bodies. We like this medicine in order for our grandmothers and grandfathers who fought very strongly and maybe have passed on to that spirit world, with hope that this generation will do exactly what we're doing today, standing up for Mother the Earth. We're honored by this young fellow who's actually carrying the smudge bowl around right now. He's gone through tragedy in his life. He's withstood all that tragedy, and today he stands with us as a young man who wants to learn and wants to have that togetherness with all of you so that we can have this support. When he goes around, you'll feel that strength of that medicine, giving us the strength to do what we need to do today, to carry forward with the opportunities that exist so that our waters, our rivers, and our lakes will be protected for years to come. This medicine will give us that opportunity once again to show our strength and show our Creator that we care for what we've been given in this world. I'll mention it a little bit later too as we get over to Queen's Park, but my community has been involved in this project for some time, and I'll let you know a little bit more about it when I get there, but Line 9 that travels right through our traditional territory is affecting the fish that we traditionally use as food in our community. It affects the water, the plants, and all the things that are traveling within our region. So we're going to fight, we're going to stand up, and we're going to take care of her as is our responsibility today. The Chippewas and Thames First Nation, and among all other First Nations, Inuit and Métis people, and all the people in this country, our responsibility and our strength all together will give us an opportunity to share this beautiful land for our 7 generations to come. If you can smell the medicine, if you can feel it in the air, if you know that Creator woke up this morning, gave us a chance to feel this beautiful sunlight, we know that she's still here. She might be a little bit damaged, but we're going to change that. We're going to change the way people think. We're going to change the way people understand our responsibilities toward our Mother the Earth and our future generations. By doing so, standing here today, right in this city, along with you, we're going to start that movement, and we're going to make sure that it never dwindles ever again. Comes back here, he'll make that perfect circle, and we'll be protected as we travel through the roads of this city. We'll be protected by virtue of our beautiful faith in this beautiful world. So the medicines are here to help us, the medicines are here to guide us, and we're going to use them in the best way we can today. So I want to thank you for being a part of today's gathering, and I call it a gathering in honor of each and every one of you. So today, please join us to come back and talk about this tonight with your grandchildren, with their future generations, even to those ones that are yet born. Maybe you have a grandchild that's on their way. Teach them and show them that we have an opportunity today to make their world and their future worlds a lot better. I want to say Chimigwech, and we'll talk to you later.
So, a lot of you guys might be wondering why we've started the march here at City Hall, and the reason that we did is because about a month ago, City Hall here voted and joined 6 other cities, so they were the 7th municipality along the route of Line 9 to demand a provincial assessment from the province. Now, before Harper passed all of his omnibus bills, an environmental assessment would have been mandatory for a project of the scope of Line 9. But he has been deregulating and changing all the laws to make it extremely easy to build all sorts of infrastructure so that they can exploit an area the size of Florida in Alberta, home to the native Cree and Chippewan people, and turn that area into a sacrifice zone. And the National Energy Board process was a complete rubber stamping process. They completely ignored every single non-industry intervener, including the City of Toronto, including the Ontario Ministry of Energy. But you know what? I'm really happy that that process happened, because me and many other community activists in Toronto went to the National Energy Board hearings. And they were right here in Toronto, the second half of them. And our jaws were to the floor with what we learned in those hearings. I mean, I have to admit, I wanted to stop Line 9 because I want to stop runaway climate change, because I want to stop the industrial genocide that is happening in Alberta right now, the expanding sacrifice zone that is killing the water and killing the earth. But when I went to that hearing, and we weren't even allowed to talk about the tar sands at that hearing, but when I went to that hearing, my jaw was to the floor with how much evidence there is that this pipeline is actually completely unsafe. 90% chance of rupture in the first 5 years, and this is by pipeline experts. These are guys that have worked for ARCO for decades that are giving these sorts of numbers. It's a 40-year-old pipeline, more or less, like 39 years, and it's filled with cracks, and Enbridge's inline inspection systems don't even have the ability to detect all the cracks. Shame. It had about a 20% margin of error. They had over 20% what they call false positives. You know what a false negative is? False negative is you get told you have breast cancer, you don't have breast cancer. A false negative is when you have a problem and they don't tell you that there's a problem there. And the area of pipeline running through Toronto from Hilton to Westover, 20% of the time it registered false positives. False negatives. So I just wanted to tell you that a bunch of community activists in Toronto put together this report that Crystal mentioned called Not Worth the Risk. It's about all of the powerful information that we learned during the National Energy Board hearings, and we have been using this report to bring it to city councils, and this is how we've gotten 7 municipalities along the line to demand a full environmental assessment. We're asking that you take this report to all of your MPPs, make this an election issue, because the facts are on our side, and we have them all documented and footnoted, cited from Enbridge's own engineering reports. So let's march on the province, demand on what we should expect from the province, that they at least do an environmental impact assessment, and we already know that the environmental impact assessment will show that it's not worth the risk. Thank you very much.